Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. India is an ambitious country that claims to surpass China and become a developed country by 2047. However, in reality, its various initiatives have not worked towards this goal. China could have helped India achieve industrial transformation, but India chose to confront China, refusing Chinese investment and worker visas, claiming that it could not rely too much on China, thinking that this would maintain the dignity of a great power. However, the result is that China's investment has decreased, and India's economic growth has been restricted and unable to achieve the expected goals. First, since the Sino-Indian border conflict, India has strengthened its review of Chinese investment. It believes that with a huge market of 1.4 billion people, global capital and companies will favor India, and rejecting Chinese investment is a loss for China. However, what India did not expect is that not many people are actually willing to invest in India. It was originally planned to attract $100 billion in foreign direct investment each year. But in 2023, the amount of foreign direct investment was only $28 billion, a 43% plunge. This is related to both India's own factors and the international environment. In terms of the international environment, China's economy is still growing, and investing in China is more stable than investing in India. At the same time, the United States is also working hard to attract manufacturing back to India, resulting in a decline in international capital's interest in India. India's own problem lies in the crackdown on foreign companies. After Xiaomi invested in building a factory in India, 4.8 billion yuan of funds were confiscated, and Wistron's factory in India was sold to the Tata Group at a low price. Recently, a fire broke out in the factory, affecting Apple's production capacity. Not only Chinese companies, but foreign companies are also affected. For example, after Samsung of South Korea built a factory in India, workers demanded a salary increase and even hereditary screw-tightening positions. Coca-Cola was also asked to provide its top-secret formula in India. It can be seen that India has indeed regarded foreign-funded enterprises as fat meat, leading to the phenomenon of India makes money, India spends. Secondly, India refused visas for Chinese workers, and found that without Chinese workers, many machines could not operate normally. Since Modi took office, he has emphasized Made in India and reduced dependence on imports, especially on China. Because India has been facing a trade deficit with China, with a deficit of nearly $100 billion in 2023, how much food does India need to sell to make up for these losses? However, India's refusal to grant visas to Chinese workers has led to its lack of technical personnel. Although India purchased a large number of equipment from China, without the presence of Chinese technical workers, the equipment could not be installed, and after installation, it could not operate normally. India also knows that equipment alone is not enough. For example, when Foxconn built a factory in India, it took away many Chinese employees to supervise and train Indian workers. Why can't India's own workers do it? Although India has a large population, the illiteracy rate is as high as 25%, while China's illiteracy rate is only 1%. India's high illiteracy rate has led to many people not even recognizing the names of 200 parts. So it is easy to make mistakes during the assembly process, and the yield rate is very low. Therefore, India gradually realized that rejecting Chinese capital and technical workers would ultimately harm itself. Statistics show that unfair policies toward China have caused Indian electronics manufacturers to lose $15 billion and caused the loss of more than 100,000 jobs. Some Indian experts and scholars even believe that India has almost lost the opportunities brought about by the adjustment of the global industrial chain. From the import and export trade data between China and India, it can be seen that China can break away from India, but India cannot do this. In 2021, China's exports to India reached $97.52 billion, while imports were $28.14 billion. By 2023, China's exports to India rose to $117.68 billion, while imports fell to $18.54 billion. China's main exports to India are electromechanical products, followed by chemical products and base metals and products, while India's exports to China are mainly mineral products and raw materials. Therefore, in early July this year, India relaxed visa restrictions on Chinese technicians, craftsmen and engineers, and is also considering relaxing relevant policies for Chinese capital to enter India. However, India's volatile policies, poor business environment, backward infrastructure, weak industrial base, inefficient government, and high illiteracy rates still exist. If these factors are not improved, who would be willing to invest in India?